Today I choose to follow you.
Good morning. It's Friday, the 20th of January, and I've already had a couple of cups of coffee with the guys this morning, but here's an amazing head of crema on this coffee this morning. Remember, if you make it yourself, you'll enjoy it. Isaiah 26, verse 3, Jesaja 26, verse 3. We've been talking about the fact that the Lord knows us and He calls us and He speaks and He leads us and He goes before. Isaiah 26 verse 3 says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you." And I want to say to you, the word stay and the word he trusts in you, it's an ongoing, active words that we need to exercise and we need to do every day. We need to remind ourselves that we trust on God because he gives us perfect peace. What's perfect? Perfect is perfect. It's ideal. It's being used optimally for the purpose you were made. Perfect peace. Peace in your heart. Peace with yourself. Peace with the people around you. Peace with your circumstances. Peace with your understanding. Peace with your growth. Peace with where you're at and what you still have to learn, what you still have to do. The Lord keeps us in perfect peace if we will but keep our mind stayed on him. Now, I read about a water aqueduct in one of these old Roman towns by the name of Segovia. And for over 200 years, this aqueduct was used to pipe water from the water source down into the town. And the townspeople eventually decided, no, we need to modernize and we need to put in pipes and we need to put in a pump and we divert the water from the aqueduct. And then the aqueduct, which has been standing for so long, can become a historical landmark. It can become a museum piece in a sense. It'll be a landmark, a historical landmark for the town. And so they diverted the water from this aqueduct and they piped the water through the new fancy pipes that they laid. And over time, the mortar between the stone of the aqueduct dried up through the lack of water running over it, and it began to crumble and to flake, and the stones began to sag, and within a short period of time, the aqueduct, which was no longer being used for its purpose, which had stood for so many hundreds of years, fell and collapsed through lack of use. Some people get saved and they give their life to the Lord and then they do nothing. And unfortunately, the water needs to flow. The Spirit needs to work. God needs to be an active part of our everyday. Our minds need to be stayed on Him daily. If we lose focus, if we stop applying our minds to that of Christ, then we also become crumbly and flaky. And we begin to sag in our faith. And who knows, we may fall apart. But again, I remind you, you will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. Vertrou op die Here. Hou die Here in jou gedagtes. Laat hy deel wees van jou beplanning, van jou woordeskat, van jou samelewing, van jou verhoudings, van jou wie hy is. Laat God deel wees. Moenie die water net sonder toelaat om na jou toe te vloei of deur jou te vloei. Laat dit daagliks gebeur. Hou jouself in die woord van die Here. Hou jouself in die teenwoordigheid, in verhouding met die Here. And he will keep you in perfect peace. I pray that for you. We're coming up to weekend and get opportunity to share with people in the Lord's Day. Won't you get into a church and may your presence be felt, not just your good intentions. Pitch up and be part of the fellowship. It's not just about receiving the word. It's about fellowshipping. It's about discipling. It's about worshiping together. So make an effort. Make a decision that you're going to be found in the house of the Lord on the Lord's day. But have a wonderful weekend starting with this Friday. And if you've got time, come and drink a cup of coffee with me.